Guys, welcome back to my channel. So for this video I made a gorgeous glam candle holder using Dollar Tree materials, but before I jump into the video I want to thank Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video. So for all you glam girls, check this out. Ana Luisa is a jewelry company that handcrafts jewelry and all their pieces. Their designers have worked for places like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Ralph Lauren, just to name a few. Is they only make a certain amount, like a certain quantity, and that is it. So you really and truly do get a unique piece. They're really, really nice high-end luxury fashion jewelry. So you can like wear all their pieces with, you know, anything. You can dress them up and wear them with a really nice evening gown, or dress them down, wear them casual with some blue jeans and a tee, and you're good for the day. And their packaging is really nice. It comes in a box like this, and all their jewelry, you open the box and they're in these little pouches. And I also picked out some sterling silver hoops, which I absolutely love. I'm more of a silver girl, but I did choose some of the gold products. And again, this is handcrafted. It's got the marble look, which I love. And I also got this beautiful ring. It has the brand like stamped on the actual pieces, which is just really, really awesome. So if you know someone you're looking for like a graduation gift or a birthday gift, a Mother's Day gift, this is definitely a place just to check out. It's totally free to sign up, where you can save on beautiful pieces of jewelry. For this project, I'll be using 6 of these long picture frames from Dollar Tree. And the first thing that you want to do is remove the packaging from all of your frames and the tabs off of the backs of them, and then set your glass panels to the side. And by the way, these were super fragile, the frames were, so it's a good idea to add a dab of glue on the back of all 4 corners of these frames. Next, I put a couple of coats of white acrylic paint on mine, and then I used some Mod Podge and glitter just for now to kind of brighten it up. For this next part, you're going to need 3 of these rectangle mirrors. And if you cannot find these mirrors, no worries, because I have something pretty awesome I'm going to show you guys. And this is what I did to the back side of mine. I used items from the wedding section of Dollar Tree, but I'll get back to that in just a moment. For now, I place my glass back inside of the frame, and I glue the glass inside the frame to secure it really well. Then I place my first mirror in the very center of the frame, and then I place one on one side and my third one on the other side. And then I'll go ahead and put the backing and all back in the picture frame and glue that into place. And while that's drying, I take another frame and I glue a long piece of glass inside of that frame. And I just want to let you guys know, I'm like layering some glue on the bottom, and then I put the glass on, and then I go over that with another bead of glue. So anytime that you guys see a frame with one piece of glass in it, that's how it's glued in. Next, I take a plain frame with absolutely no glass around it. I'm going to place that on top of the mirrored frame and glue that with clear glue and Gorilla Hot Glue. And then I'm going to place the 2 frames together and set something really heavy on it and allow that to sit and dry. Once that's had a while to dry, then I'm going to go with some acrylic gems from Dollar Tree out of the floral section, and I'm going to place those around the mirror. And I glue these randomly just every so often. And I have these other gems that I found at Michael's that I really love. And these are often used on what's called crushed diamonds on some of the high-end designer decor. I love these little gems, but this is really just to kind of fill empty places and to make this look, you know, more full of gems. Now I want to add lights inside of this candle holder. So I'm going to be using some of these copper fairy lights from Dollar Tree. These are the old ones, by the way. These only have 10 bulbs. And I just started on one end, and you can actually place the wire and like get it inside of the crack where the 2 frames come together if you don't want the wire to show. Me, I'm fine with the wire showing because I really don't mind it, because I actually want the bulbs to hit the actual mirror so it reflects more light. And with this specific strand, I know now they have 12 lights on them, so it's a little bit longer. But where I started is about where I ended. A little bit, you have a little bit of room to play with. And that's just a guide that you can use to go by when you're making yours. And I did another strand just like this, and I glued it just a little ways up so that I can lay my battery pack side by side on the back. Once I had the lights all glued in, I take a plain frame with the glass in it, and then I glue that to the top of this, encasing all the gems and the lights. And then I'm just going to glue the back of the battery pack on the back of the frame. Now, depending on if you want this to be two-sided, you can use 3 frames and glue those together and pretty much be finished with this structure. Or if you want a front and back, and or you can't find the rectangle mirrors, and here's what I did. I used 2 of these plastic mirror trays from the wedding section of Dollar Tree, and I took the backing from one of the frames and I traced that out with a pencil and traced it in the center of my tray so I would have more of the mirrored part. Now, this was super easy to cut with a decent pair of scissors, so I cut the shape out. And then I repeated this again for my other tray so that I would have 2 mirrored pieces. And then I placed them inside of the glass frame and glued those in. And I actually also used a little bit of tape just to give a little more security there so they won't glide any and they're in place. So next I glue the mirror trays inside. I flip it all over, and I did the same thing for the front side as I did my first panel. I glue a plain frame with absolutely no glass. I glue that on top and I let that dry. And then I glued gems on top of it. And finally, I added the small gems and LED lights. Now, this time I used bright white LED lights just so you guys can see how each side looks. Now, for me, I'm going to be using just the front side of this. So the back side is just a little something extra I did to show you guys different options when you're making yours. Now, I glued the battery pack to the back on the same side as before, but I glued one on the top and one on the bottom so they won't be touching when they're back to back. Now, to connect everything together, I'll be gluing these 5x5 mirrors on each side. And I don't want to completely encase everything because I need to be able to access my lights so I can turn them off and on. I have a pack of small hinges that I got from Walmart for about $1 or so. Now, if you don't add the lights, then you totally do not need a hinge. So the first thing that I do is glue one side of the hinges to the back of the mirror with a huge amount of glue. And I allow this to sit for a while before I attach this to one side of my candle holder. Now, I'm seriously overly surprised at how well these hinges are stuck to the mirror. Now, I know the film here is really dark, you guys. I have a new camera and I haven't exactly learned everything about the contrast yet, so I apologize for that. Here I'm gluing the hinges on the backs of my frames, and it's really important to know which side you want to be facing the front and which side is supposed to be the back, because you don't want your hinges showing on the front unless you're fine with it or you're going to blink them out or something. Now, also make sure your battery packs are also both on the side of the hinges. Now, once that's totally dry, and drying time is everything with these kinds of projects, so do allow plenty of time for all this to set up and dry. Then you can go ahead and glue the other 5x5 mirror on the other side. Now, I stand mine up so I can get a really good hold of this while I'm gluing these two together. I just glue the mirror flush on one side of the frame, and then I glue, the other side of the frame, and then I lay my candle holder upright, and then I glue all 3 5x5 mirrors going all the way across the top of my candle holder, and this just happens to fit perfect. Now I start decorating the front side with some mosaic mirrors, and I ended up adding some adhesive bling from Dollar Tree around the front of this as well. And I wanted to cover the sides, but I first thought that I was going to be using the mosaic mirrors. But when I started looking at it and then kind of looking at the materials that I had left over, I went with some leftover pieces from the mirrored plastic tray that I'd cut. And I'd cut a template out of like this foam board just to give me an idea of the gaps that I need to be filling in. And I needed to cover each end on both sides. So I cut these to fit, and then I glue them into place. Now, if you use hot glue with this plastic, be careful because it will disfigure or melt the mirror. So have a low setting on your glue gun or use very little with some type of other strong adhesive. And you can go ahead and just decorate it all out, bling it out any way you like it. Once you have your decorating finished, then you can now enjoy your new centerpiece. Thank you guys so much for watching this DIY Dollar Tree project. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to stop by the description box and check out AnnaLuisa.com for some amazing high-end luxury jewelry at a super affordable price.